Hey guys, Max here from Filmit.io. Today we're looking at TextPilot. Honestly, one I use almost every project. If you've ever had to swap a font or fix a typo across a whole project full of comps, you'll get why this exists. Let's take a look. Okay, great. So I have a example project file for TextPilot to be displayed here. It is a story, different compositions, a bunch of different text on screen, and this is exactly how it works. Now, once you've downloaded TextPilot and installed it, all you have to do is go to Window, Extensions, and then find TextPilot, which is down here for me. From here, TextPilot opens and we can hit Scan Project. Overall, TextPilot scans our entire project for every possible line of text within inside of After Effects. Now, at first view, it gives us a list view of all our different text files inside of After Effects. So for scrolling through a line 25, the rhythm flowed with practice ease, totally made up line. And we want to find it inside of our project, we hit jump. And here it is. And if we'd like to change this line, all we have to do is type in TextPilot or something at the end, it doesn't matter, and hit apply. And it will add it into our project. That is kind of the gist of what TextPilot can do. It is a manager. Now, this is list view. And let's say we're working on a specific composition. We just find the specific composition we want to work on. Currently, we're on chapter 4. Here's all the content for chapter 4. Let's pretend that we want to actually edit all of this at once and not go one by one. We can go into our bulk view. I think you get the gist. This is the bulk version of chapter 4. As you can see, here's our line. Let's add TextPilot crazy at the end. We can apply bulk changes, and there it is. We can also export this TXT file, and when we do export the TXT file, you can open it up and change it from here as well and re-import it back if you need to. So if you're passing it between colleagues or something. And it's in advanced mode here. So this is where you would edit the line, and then you would leave like this alone so TextPilot understands what you're changing. Now, this is a streamline mode, and here's the advanced mode, which is what you saw before. Now, currently it's export TXTs. The next version of TextPilot will have a couple new features, including CSVs. So you can actually edit through CSVs as well, which will be really slick. Search is great. Let's pretend we want to find what we're looking for. And 3 matches in 3 layers. I want to change this with something else. Let's type Filmit.io. And I want to replace all these layers inside of my project from this to this. Really simple. And here you go. Super easy to do. A quick search and replace. Again, new features that'll come out with the next version of TextPilot is we're adding a bunch more search functionality to help you manage one by one and stuff like that. So it'll be really nice to do. Next is a really cool tab that I really like. It is the translate feature. So we want to detect and translate our entire project into another language. So let's go ahead and erase my old translations I've done before. I want to go ahead and auto detect and translate it to Spanish. So let's go down to Spanish, hit translate all. TextPilot is going through all of our text and is analyzing our text and translating it for us. And FYI, there is no API cost to this to you as a user, so it's totally free. We made sure to make it work without having to make you use an API key to cost you money. So that's a big point for Filmit.io for me. So here it goes. It picked all of our stuff out and translated everything for us. One of our users actually asked to be able to export the translations. So here's the export TXT, import TXT files. So you can actually translate via imports. So if you needed a real translator to fix this, because the actual translations aren't always perfect, it's not human translated. So there are errors here and there because Google Translate is not perfect and we cannot help that. So we're going to accept all translations and apply all changes, and it goes through and everything has been changed, which is great. And to show you another quick feature for translations, what we did is hot swap translation. So basically I have my English version here, which is my original version. We have our Spanish version, we can just click to it, we translated it. And I went ahead and translated some other versions for us. So we have Japanese and German, and it remembers all your different translations. And the idea behind Translate is I've worked on a lot of different client projects, and they would, ask me to make a version of the ad or animation, of kinetic typography or something in another language. And it took a long time to copy and paste all the different languages, like 3 or 4 that we would have to do for different countries. So this is a way to save those versions and update it for you. And my goal is to eventually have a mode where you can actually not only update the language, but update the sequences. So you actually can create an English sequence or Japanese sequence and manage multiple languages that way if you prefer, versus the hot swapping. So a lot of control for the user here is what I want. So next, and let's switch back to English so we can actually read what's on the page here. So here we have our font section for TextPilot. So this is a way to update and change your fonts very quickly inside of a project. So first we're looking at the list view, which shows every single text layer, and it's a happy go list view. But we want to go to the grouped version, and this is all the different project fonts inside of our project. So let's make this a little bigger so we can actually see. And here it is. From here, you can actually change your fonts, which is really easy. I want to change Arial Black to just regular Arial, Arial Black to just regular Arial. Then click apply. Now it's regular Arial. If we scan the project again, as you can see, it's picking up just Arial now. Now we can change it back to Arial Black and then click apply. No problem, that easy. The next tab is spell check. I don't know how many times that I've made a project and just added like an extra L to something, or I'm just animating so fast, I'm typing so fast that I just overlook those little details like that. And because I'm always focused on the big picture, and a client finds the spelling mistake and I'm always like, dang, should have picked that up. And After Effects has no native spell check, so I don't know why they've never really added it, but TextPilot has it, which is great. So what we want to do is detect our language. Just make sure you select your language. It does help it out a lot. And then let's check our spelling. And what it's going to do is going to run through every single layer and find spelling mistakes or suggest just improvements. Sometimes it's not always a spelling mistake, but it'll be like, are you sure you want to say it this way? Kind of thing, which is super helpful. So here you go, 2 issues and 2 layers. I have spell checked this thing before, so it's really no big deal. So chapter 1, line 43, this flow of text never led you astray. It's saying that this is wrong. It's giving us suggestions right here. Allow fellow flow. That's the original, that's flow. Let's click flow and it'll change it to that when it's ready. We have fixed that issue. Let's scroll down to another issue. Line 36, rotated, slid, and deleted keyframes. It's keyframes, and we did keyframes. It's 2 words. Or is it 1 word? I don't know. We're going to go with suggestion here. Click it, scroll down to our fixes. Let's apply all changes, and it fixed it for us. And now we can see everything is done. In the future, another future update, it's probably already done by the time you're watching this video, we will have the jump button included on these, so you can actually jump to the layer to see for yourself, which is really important. And finally, we have the settings panel. Really quick, settings panels are the same in all of our plugins. You have your API key input here. I'll talk more about that at the end. We have our links, request a feature support, and join our Discord, and our getting started with TextPilot video that you can watch. Very simple settings panel, but it is a part, and I actually am a fan of the settings panel. So be sure to join our Discord. You can actually talk to me directly there. Just tag Max and I will respond to you very quickly because it's on my phone. It pops up. And right before we close out, we do have API keys. You can put in your Anthropic or OpenAI key, and we do have an AI mode for TextPilot. It is an experimental feature. It is not fully thoroughly tested because personally, I do stray away from AI driven tools like this. And it's not that I don't think the tools can be great in many forms, but an API key has a cost. So it is not a cost that we can do anything about, but there will be a token cost at some point. So all of our tools, we try to build automation that is truly automated and doesn't require an API key. There will be some tools in the future that require API keys, and I'm seeing a lot more pop up that just require you to pay tokens. And majority of our tools, like I said, I don't want to have a token cost. So TextPilot completely works without it. You do not need a token. You don't need anything like that. So that's one of the benefits, I believe. But you can use AI mode. So in AI mode, what it does is it actually can suggest new lines, which is totally fine, but it will cost tokens and go to your AI budget. I find an easier way to use AI is just go into the bulk mode and then export a text file and just tell Claude to rewrite lines and don't change the advanced line layers. And it understands it very quickly, and that is a free way to do it. You can just and then stick it right back into here and then apply bulk changes. That's a really easy way to do it. But the translate feature and the spell check, while they do use APIs, they're totally free. So that's really good. But overall, that is TextPilot in a nutshell. If you have any ideas how we could improve this plugin, please let me know. I want to have a beautiful text manager for all your projects and to speed up your workflow in a nutshell. So as always, guys, thanks for watching this video. Thank you for being a part of Filmit.io, and I'll talk to you soon.